Alright, folks, buckle up, because it's time for the only 100% win rate deck in the modern format. You loved it the first time it came around. It's Tron. It is back. Played it through a league, immediately 5-0'd, easiest 5-0 of my entire life. Deck is completely busted. I mean, what could you expect when you're mixing up Primeval Titan with Karn Liberated? Like, it's only one way that things can go when we got this going on. Made a couple of changes since the previous list. The Arboreal Gracer was pretty poor, honestly, so we just cut him all together. We added what did we add? We added one Karn Liberated. We added Blast Zone. I think this was one of the cards that got added. No, Vesuva. Vesuva was the card that was added. And then I can't remember what the other change was. I think we cut one Ancient Steerings because it wasn't that good. But yeah, it's the same shell because, I mean, it's a perfect shell, right? Like, if it goes 5-0, it is basically perfect. So in this side where we have a couple of one-off lands to go tutor with Expedition Map, something that came up multiple times, actually. We played against Dredge, and then we were able to, like, Silver Scrying or Expedition Map for Bujuki Bog, were able to win because of it. Same thing with Cavern of Souls against control decks. We're able to slam a Titan with some Cavern backup. Veil of Summer, Rage of Opportunities against Graveyard strategies. Wilt against Blood Moons, Damping Spheres, whatnot. Dragon's Claw against the Mono Red decks. Dismembers against humans and the like. Thragtusks against aggro. Ugin the Spirit Dragon against decks, which Ugin the Spirit Dragon is good against. Decks perfect, so time to go. Time to go. If you're enjoying the content, of course, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and leave me a comment down below if you're digging what we're doing it here. So see you there for round number 1, and it won't disappoint. Welcome to round number 1. We actually made a last minute change to the list. We added a couple of copies of Bound of Flourishing instead of Ancient Steerings. This card is 2 mana. Look at the top 3 cards you leverage. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. So the chances of this card whiffing in this deck are exactly 6. I guess 7. All this does is. So we're going to see how that works out. Well, this hand is perfect, so we're going to keep it. We're playing against a Yorion deck. Turn 3 Tron, like the Tron gamers that we are. Basic Island. Okay. Look at how much we're gonna get to cantrip next turn. Aren't you excited, chat? Aren't you excited about all of this cycling that's gonna be happening right here? Thalia. Mine Tower, we just gotta find a power plant and we're good to go. Play a Dryad here. Play our extra land. This is bad against Arbiter plus Ghost Quarter, but that's fine. Skyclave Apparition, busted. Yeah, that was the plan, to scrying into Valakut, but not meant to be, I guess. So let's cycle first, because if we find a Titan, we can just cast it. Blast Zone. Cycle once again. Oh, it's not bad. Do we want to go for that? Or do we want to wait for my opponent to overextend? Kind of want for my opponent to overextend a little bit before I drop the hammer. And I'm holding on to the Chromatic Star because of prime time. Like, we want to make sure that we can cast it. And we can use Sanctum to all this dust and get the Mog, which is pretty nice. Moorland Haunt. We even get a 3/3? Sick value. Sick value is sick. Sick value is sick. Get my 3/3. Yeah, Moorland Haunt is so cool. Blow up that one. Please blow up my tower. Tron, 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 Tron. Tron, 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 Tron. And I'm taking the lands because that's the white sources that can answer my Ulamog. And then if we want to blow up the Aether Vial, we can just do it with Blossom. I mean, I guess they can do that, sure. I guess. Path, my dude. There's no use in slow rolling upon you. Either have the path or you don't. So let's just get this over with. Oh, they're gonna make a token? Oh, that's acceptable. 3, yeah. Do I think they know I have prime times? I don't know. Hopefully they do. Tron, 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 Tron. Tron, Tron, Tron. And good times were had by all. And good times were had by all. Just plus, like, how does my opponent beat this? This deck is so stupid. Ooh, they're playing Queller? Okay. Scrying. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Oh, do I want to go squatter this thing? Not really. Rather get Valakut, I guess. But I'm not going to play it right now. Exile 20 cards. Okay, so we're going to get like a better look here at what my opponent's trying to do. Tech Edge is a good one to know about. Morthalia, Seachrome Coast. They do have Whisperino. They do have Path to Exile, Spell Queller, Glasspool Mimic, Giver. Ghost Quarter. Okay. So one of their cards. That is so funny to me. What just happened is so hilariously funny to me. So I guess I'm gonna Vesuva my own Blast Zone. Might as well cycle now. Chromatic Sphere. Prime time. I'm gonna pass the turn because this forces my opponent to not use the Ghost Quarter this turn. Because I can just uptake this up to 3. How does my opponent win? Path here, Ghost Quarter here, and I just draw nothing. But they need to draw another Ghost Quarter. Oh, yeah, okay, so they're dead. I guess Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp right now would save them. Yep. That was fun. Alright, Tron. Assembled. We want Wilts. We want Dismembers. We want Thrug Daddies. We want Eugene. It's a lot of cards that we want, huh? It's a lot of cards that we want. Card seems kind of medium. Are we supposed to just side out the Dryad package in this matchup? I could see that being the case. What's your opinion on the reserve list, especially with recent price spikes? Should they just reprint functional clones like a snow covered value? I think that the reserve list is a joke. But like whatever you want to think about the reserve list, it just kind of doesn't matter. Because it's probably never going to change. Karn and Lumok seem eh. Yeah, Karn seems kind of mediocre, and so does the Dryad. And the good thing about siding out the Dryad is if I cut Dryads, I also get to cut Valakuts. So that's like a nice little 6-card package, which frees up my sideboarding by a lot. So we could do something like this, for example. I'm always wary of cutting Card Liberated. Basically, I'm always wary of cutting cards that allow me to trigger Sanctum of Ugin. So that's something that we want to watch out for sure. But I like this idea of having access to, Thragtusk and like a couple of random threats up the curve against my opponents. Like probably they're playing an Arbiter and whatnot. So also Wormcoil is pretty mediocre against them. But yeah, having access to threat density is important, I think. Maybe we can cut one of the dismembers. And we can do something like that. Let's try it. It's definitely an experiment. But I think that my opponent just has a little bit too many answers to Dryad for my taste. Like, I don't think they're going to be cutting their Skyclaves. I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt that's the case. And if we cut the Dryads, their Skyclaves have literally no targets. But yeah, I could be way off in my assessment, of course. Sure. Skip this hand. I kind of want to go turn 1 Chromatic Star. Never mind, we're going to go turn 1 Expedition Map. But the reason for going turn 1 Expedition Map is my opponent has turn 2 Arbiter. Things can be awkward. Yep. That was a sick draw, by the way. If there was a cyber guide from you could look at. Yeah, I know. That stupid guy doesn't put up cyber guides quickly enough. It's kind of gross, honestly. Thalia. I almost got excited because I thought that I could pay for the Arbiter, but I forgot that I have 1 more tax now. Bonus swings for 4. That seems fine. Stoneforge. Can we just luck sack the last Tron piece and get this game over with really quickly? Because that would be awesome. Can I just go? Can I just go here? This is starting to feel unfair. Is this unfair, chat? They named Expedition Map with the needle. Okay, so what are we doing? I guess it's free to cycle this. Because what I'm thinking is that we can just Titan here. We can just pay 2 and just resolve it prime time. Is that better? I think it is. I think it is better. Oh, I just paid mana like shit. Well, feels bad. But this allows me to get Sanctum of Ugin out of the deal. This card is so sick, man. I love Primeval Titan so much. Hey, King Mufasa. Like to see rocking the Tron lands. Honestly, it's been just so hilarious. Like, this deck has been an absolute delight, I have to be honest. It's just so stupid, right? Like, it's just so randomly hilarious. It gets killed by all this does. Yeah, but whatever. It doesn't matter at all. It gets me a Lulubog, right? Why do I care if this dies if I'm getting a Lulubog? Whoa! This Soul Wreath. That is an insane read for my opponent. That is such an insane read from my opponent. So the goal here is to get Vesuva to copy Blast Zone. And then I can answer all of my opponent's board without using the Olin's Dust. No, I don't care about drawing a card. I'm gonna get an Ulamog. Like, I'm gonna be casting this card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not lethal. So we're fine here. Yeah, I mean, it is sus, but like it's also the correct play, right? Like this is the card that they lose to the hardest, so it makes sense. And they also saw all this Dust game 1 and they did not see Ugin. No, cancel. So like their play makes a ton of sense. It's just the correct play. So I'm not assuming that my opponent's ghosting by any means. It's just like a very good play. It's a super, super good play. Three, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I can Dust and Ulamog in the same turn. So that's the plan. Tight play from opponent. They're doing the Stoneforge trick. Well played from them. Kill your 2-drops. Extra medium figure follow. All this dust gets rid of the Vadas Claw, which is nice. Field of Ruin. That really sucks, actually. That's an incredible draw for them. Yes. That's probably their best draw. That's probably their best draw. I'm gonna just force the issue, I guess. They have to destroy this right now. They have to destroy the Sanctum right now, otherwise I do get to fetch, which is the reason why I'm not tapping the mana from the Sanctum. I already have the mana for Ulamog. Wow, they didn't blow it up. Big punt. Why would they not blow it up there? Maybe they're not familiar with the interaction. But the way it works is if you put the Sanctum trigger on the stack and you destroy the land or you bounce it with Cryptic or something like that, then you actually fizzle. You actually fizzle the interaction. Yeah, they could have path, but like, what are they using this for? I guess blowing up Blast Zone, maybe? Sure. Well, like, this is not getting any better value than that. They're down to 2 cards in hand. And they can bounce and replay Batterskull if they find a land. Okay, so they are going for a Blast Zone line. Which seems like a lot better, a lot worse value than what they would have gotten if they had blown up the Sanctum. It is true that they could have just passed to exile here. It's kind of what it is. I think I'm gonna dismember this thing. I guess that I would have lost to Spell Queller by doing that. Huh. So they were trying to set up lethal, I guess, by using Spell Queller to equip the Batterskull. But now they're super far away from equipping Batterskull. Unless they found another land. In which case, I can't really attack. If they play a threat here. Yeah, I can't really attack. Would love to find raid. Primeval Titan is probably the best draw here. Well, Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is the best. Walking Ballista is the best draw. That finds Sylvan's Scrying. Radiant Fountain, sorry. But I lose if they have a land to equip. So I guess I can't really attack. Yeah, Wormcoil would be fine, but Ballista just locks the game up, right? Ballista just locks the game up, just straight up. Phyrexian Revoker. Name Scar Liberated. Good name. Not a good draw. Pass the turn again. Thank you for the follow, Bench Summer. We do have a significant amount of good draws here. Ugin is a good draw. Ballista probably is a game-winning draw. Primeval Titan probably a good draw as well. Oliver D, thank you for the T1 sub. Welcome back for the 25 months, Oliver. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Oh, Thrugtusk. Thrug Daddy would be really good too. So now they have lethal on board. So we need to draw something here. Whoa! That's a sick draw! Holy crap! What's up, GG? How's it going? We're playing some Tron. Oh my god, that Bound of Flourishing! That Bound of Flourishing, jeez! It's Bond of Flourishing! Oh my god! Oh my god! Almost running out of lands out here. And now we do get to start attacking because my opponent doesn't have lethal here. So we killed him on 2 attacks. So they do have Bath. You did a lot of testing with the deck. That's awesome. All right, that's a really good draw actually, because now they get to equip onto the Thalia, and they're forcing me to chump if they attack with everything. Maybe this attack was loose actually. Wow, really? I don't like that attack. They should have attacked with the Revoker. If they attack with Revoker, then they force the chump on the Thalia that has first strike. Well, can't attack anymore. That wins the game. That wins the game. If they attack with the Revoker, of course. Brutal. It's okay. I don't want to see anyway. I really don't want to see there. That was rough, man. The wheels kind of fell off there towards the end. I was really excited about that Bond of Flourishing, though. So I guess we're good here. Just gonna submit again. This deck is hilarious. So yeah, GG. You didn't see? I 5-0'd with this deck. I 5-0'd last week. But we did see that my opponent is playing Skyclave, right? So I don't think I want to play into my opponent's Skyclave there. The tight Dryads and Valakuts are in the main. I think I'm going to cycle one of these and I'm going to hold on to the other one for now. Really don't want to see a Leonin Arbiter. Basic Forest would be a fine draw, because I can use this castle to Titan. Leonin Arbiter, as I said, would suck. I really don't want to play this Vesua copy in my Basic Forest, but I might have to. Yeah, Arbiter really sucks for us there. Arbiter really sucks for us there. Taking 4 here down to 16. Techage. Gross. Techage is gross. At least they didn't deploy anything that turn, which is good for me. We get to expedition map here. Rough. So they can spend their entire turn to blow up one of my lands. At least it doesn't put me behind the land drop, which is huge when I'm trying to get towards prime time, right? Stoneforge. Got an answer to that one, so that's fine. If we play Blast Zone, we can take it up. We've basically forced their hand. So Blast Zone is kind of neat here. And then we get to Titan them next turn. I know they have field, but I forced them to use the field so they can't put a Batter Skull into play. Why no force and cast Titan? How? My Titan doesn't do too much and enables my opponent's field of ruin if they have put X charge counters. 1. If my opponent has a path to exile, I lose the game on the spot. They can't let me untap here. Wait, what? It's weird. So 1, 2, 3. Sack Blast Zone. Blow up everything. Wilt. Blow that up. Playing around Spellcloser this way. Very cleanly. Another Arbiter is brutal. Another Arbiter is brutal for sure. Second Arbiter is a big deal. And if my opponent has a path here, we're in really, really bad shape, I think. No, this is the reason why I did not play Vesuva. Because I get to get rid of the Field of Ruin for good if my opponent paths on instead. Please don't have another one. And I think I'm just gonna copy Radiant Fountain here. Don't have an answer, please. Deputy is Winds of Abandon is disgusting. I think we're maybe just dead here. Another primetime maybe? Two mana. Bond of Flourishing is our out. Bond of Flourishing is our out. Wow, that second Leonin Arbiter was such a big deal. That second Leonin Arbiter was so good. 2 Arbiters in the top 15 cards. Gross. Gonna make black mana in case I find this member. Yeah, we're dead. Brutal. Oh, that's right. It's one too many. Wow. That sucks. Second Arbiter is the first one to take the victory from us. Keeping Dryad was the play. It's too good of a blocker. I disagree. I think my opponent, clearly my opponent's hand was especially well equipped to deal with exactly the kind of hand that we had. I don't think Dryad would have changed anything. Maybe we had a Dryad instead of this Karn, but then our Ugin, we're still kind of in the same spot. I don't know. We really need to find a Thruktusk at any point in either one of the games. Thruktusk was definitely the card that we were looking for. But anyway, see you for the next round. All right, welcome to our number 2, Titan Tron not dead. We have a path to Tron. We have a path to Titan. It's the best deck ever. Best deck ever. Gracer was make the first Titan Truck deck special? Sure. My opponent completely dismantles my turn 3 Tron. Devastating. But also, we don't care about that too much. Look at the cards, OP, yeah. It's just such a funny thing, right? Tron lands going alongside Primeval Titan is just funny. It's just hilarious. The 1-2 punch. Gracer was ramp and a beasted blocking, and an actual beast even. It's in the creature type. That's how you know that Gracer is a beast. Bob Goif. Exploration map. Liliana. Monster Pulse. Okay. Land sorcery artifact. They thought we were playing Tron, maybe. We got him. This enables their fatal push, though. That's gonna grow the Goif a lot, which sucks. Not luck sucking the necessary Tron land there. Very, very bad play on my part. But what we can do is we can go get power plant here. Play the power plant. And next turn we can get Radiant Fountain plus probably Sanctum of Ugin. And then we can use Vesuva to copy Radiant Fountain. I guess if they have an answer to the Titan, we're screwed anyway. Because we're probably gonna. I guess they're 1 mana short away from. They're 1 mana short from making Hexdrinker a 6. Never mind. So we gotta chump block the Goifle. Wow. That would have been sick. That would have been sick. Thrag Daddies. Eugene. Probably one Bajuki Bog over Ghost Squatter. Relic sounds great. Veil of Summer potentially. All this dust is great. Wormcall is great. I think I'm cutting the Dryad package in this matchup as well. Just turn into a Tron deck. Tragedy that Titan doesn't trigger Sanctum. Yeah, it's brutal. Sure. This is the most vanilla hand I've ever seen. The thing about this deck is that it's not like a Tron deck. Like, we can have turn 3 Tron and then do nothing with it. So, the rules of mulliganing with this deck are different than the rules of mulliganing with actual Tron. So I'm very much willing to keep a hand like this against a deck that I expect that is going to be bringing in a bunch of hate. Yeah, if we hadn't played the Dryad, like if my opponent hadn't had the push for the Dryad, I think we would have been fine. If only there was a way for Titan to be able to go get more friends. That I feel like it's the only thing that this deck is missing to be, of course, tier 1 and the next big thing in Amulet in Modern. But for real, I think that it's a big deal for the fact that you resolve Titan and all that you get. You get a ton of mana, like that's obviously good, but you just commune with nature before in Titan decks just to grab Dryad. Sure, I guess it's something you can do. It's a good draw from my. That's a good card for my opponent to not know about. So we're just gonna chill here. Yeah, I was thinking the stream name was a joke. What's up, Jesus? How you doing? No, we don't joke when we talk about Titantron. When we talk about Titantron, we mean business. Second Goif. Unbeatable. Black Source, Black Source. That was fun. Did you have fun, chat? I thought that was fun. What is this? Cooldown? You're not hype? You're not hyped to Titantron? What? Titantron is the latest. The latest in modern nonsense. The latest in modern nonsense. And it delivers every time. It delivers the nonsense every time. It's great. This week you play whatever the fuck you want. That's what we're doing here. We're playing whatever the fuck we want. And it's working. Oops. Can we please draw a Tron piece here? Never lucky. I'm gonna go for power plant, I guess. Beatland? Opponent confirmed Luxac. Not even taking damage. Oh, they're just snapping it off. Okay. Oh, because they have Thoughtseize. Inquisition. Okay. Can we get there, chat? Can we get to the Thrag Daddy? Can we get to the Thrag Daddy? Creepy Bob. TikTok opponent. Can we get to Thragtas bridging the gap here? That Bond of Flourishing was also insane, by the way. Just want to point that out. Walking Ballista is huge. Oh my god, that's such a big deal. Get rid of both of their dudes? Oh my. Am I killing the Bob or am I killing the Hex Drinkers? I think I'm killing the Hex Drinkers. It's gonna be a big boy. So we need to find an untapped land so that Thrak Daddy helps us stabilize here, because otherwise this Bob is gonna make it a 2-turn clock. Nice Inquisition. So we need to find an untapped land, and if we find a Tron piece, obviously we just win, right? Like we just Lamug in and we just minus and we're done. But if we find any other land, we could still be in good shape. Thanks to Thragtusk. Guess not all hope is lost, but now our draws are super limited. Now we need to find exactly the missing Tron piece, and they found Field of Ruin, so I guess we lose now. Because we go to 1. I mean, we can chomp the Goyf. No, I'm not gonna. Even if I can cast the Wormcoil, I'm gonna go for Thragtusk, because if I go for Wormcoil, I block the Goyf. Next turn, my opponent pushes their own Goyf, and then I don't gain the 6 life, and I lose to the Bob attacks. I may be forced to just do that, though. I may be far behind enough that I may be just forced to do that. We lost to Thoughtseize, funnily enough. Because they Thoughtseize one of my Planeswalkers, and that's lethal. If I draw map, is Wormcoil the play? No, I think I would still play Thragtusk. In fact, even more so, because Thragtusk basically guarantees that I'm going to survive. Unless they have Collective Brutality or something like that. Or another threat. If they play another threat that makes it lethal, then I'm going to play the Worm. But if my opponent is smart, and they did keep their pushes, if my opponent is smart, they can just push whatever I block with the Worm anyway. Think they're going to field here? They don't field. Huh. Awkward that we lose to Fatal Push. No, I guess that we also lose to Assassin's Trophy, because I can block, and once after we choose blockers, my opponent just trophies the Wormcoil. So I think I am going for the Thrag Daddy. The Thrag Daddy forces my opponent to have 2 removal spells, and one of which needs to be something that can kill the Thragtusk, which is not trivial for them. So like Assassin's Trophy or something like. Okay, they do have the trophy. I'm assuming that that means that they have a way to kill the beast token. Infinite Obliteration. Brutal. So I guess I would have lost anyway. Like, I just could not get there quickly enough. That's brutal. Thrag Daddy almost got me home, but they had it. Alright, see you for the next round. Out here, the universe is taking back what it was once stolen from it. Keep. Greaser really was the best card after all, clearly. Oh. We're just playing Mono Green Tron over here, you know? We're just out here playing Mono Green Tron, you know? Whoops! Psych! Keldon Marauders. Missing the tower. What do we want to do? This dry just doesn't do enough, right? But Dryad sets up Titan very nicely, and then Titan gains life. Yep. That's a draw, right? That is a draw, right? This is when my opponent stops and it's like, wait, what? Wait, but what? This stop right here. This stop right here is why we play Titantron. There's a price to a league entry, okay? There is a price to a league entry, but there really is no price for when your opponent knows that you have a card liberated in hand and you have turn 3 Tron, but you instead go Chromatic Sphere into Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Like, no price can pay for that. It's too much. It's too much. Screenshot this frame and send it to a modern player in 2015. Honestly, send it to a modern player today. Yes. Bond of Flourishing for Primeval Titan. Your go. I'm not gonna crack this. I'm gonna crack that next turn, because if my Dryad dies, I still get to cast Titan next turn. Thanks to the Chromatic Star. This is just so beautiful, man. This is just so beautiful. Blood Moon? Don't tell. You're not playing Blood Moon, opponent. I don't know why you're just posturing that you're playing Blood Moon when you're not playing Blood Moon at all. Field would be so good in this deck. Yeah, it would be good. Wow. Just my opponent is an actual Luxac. 100% Luxac. Now that they Blood Moon there, I think that this is actually too important to give up. Because now I cannot cast Primeval Titan. So now I just have to chill here. So now the Marauders dies. Take one. I'm gonna block the Goblin Guide. And then next turn we get to resolve Prime Time. Also, what the hell? Blood Moon Burn? No wonder my opponent so too. I guess that there is somebody memeing harder than us today, I guess. Burst Lightning. Oh my god. There is indeed somebody memeing harder than we are today. Good to know about that. Good to know about that. Second Forest. Prime time. Maybe it was worth it to look for a Worm Call. I think we're winning this game. I guess I want to block here. The reason to block here is so my opponent cannot kill me, cannot kill my Titan, and now we get to Con Liberated -3 on the Blood Moon, and then we get to attack, and we get to. We get to gain 2. Also, this thing just dies by itself because it's just an unplayable piece of garbage. I guess I could draw a Dryad, so I'm just going to cycle this Chromatic Star here. Right? We have all the green sources in the world that we want anyway, so. Try it. Silver Scrying. I don't think we have played our land this turn. So this means we get to Vesuva and we get to copy our own Radium Fountain. Can never ever lose in a gazillion years. They put Giganta into their hand, not Lurrus. The Biblioplex! Oh my god! Opponent is absolutely redefining the context of a funky version of Burn. That was really, really funny. Well, we don't need Ulamog. Probably don't need Walking Ballista. Rindam seems good. Karn also seems super mediocre. So maybe I do need the Mog. Or Ugin? It really feels like we just want to be a Primeval Titan deck. What about one copy of Emrakul in this deck? It's possible. It's definitely castable. Like you do get to make ridiculous amounts of mana with Primeval Titans, so maybe we should have access to a one of Emrakul or something like that. Another great showing by Bond of Flourishing, by the way, in that game. Yep. I keep this hand. Again, turn 3 Tron. And we can Dryad. I can also just turn 2 Dragon's Claws. I think I want to do that instead. If they have something that blows up the Dragon's Claw, you know, c'est la vie, but... It's a really good opener for them, though. Did I put board into a good deck? I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe all of their Swift Spears were in the sideboard. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, we're super dead now. Unless we find a missing Tron piece right here. Nope. We lose to any spell, right? So I'm not going to play around anything. And my opponent missed the land drop last turn too. Yeah, nothing would have helped me though. We get to be on the play here, which is going to be a big deal. Sure. It's nice that we do pressure. We put pressure on our opponent to have access to the smash the smithereens. And now if they smash on 2, that's kind of okay. Land, please. Sick. Bond is a good one. Bond is a very, very good one. I'm super liking it. That was such a good suggestion. That was such a good suggestion, Ash, to just like play Bond of Flourish in here. It's been really, really good, actually. Because the deck just plays off curve by design, just as is. I think I'm gonna block the Gobo. We take one more point, but we get rid of the Gobo for good, and my opponent's still forced to like use one of their bad removal spells to get rid of the Dryad, which is fine. We get to gain some life. And now their Keldon Marauder is gonna die. So let's map for the missing Tron piece. Let's map for the mine. Play the mine. Bonds of Flourishing. Throg Daddy. Ding, ding, a ding. And then let's play this Chromatic Star. Don't think I want to cycle this just yet. They do know about the Throg Daddy, so they're probably going to be holding up Skullcrack this turn. Yep, Pony holding up Skullcrack. And we have the massive blowout. That is awesome. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have a Lubog in the deck, so there's no reason for me to play the Vesuva. And if we draw a Dryad, we're gonna want to copy Valakut, and we're gonna want to get our stuff. So the nice thing about this is that I forced my opponent to hold up Skullcrack. My opponent asks why not play the Thragtusk. Because you can't cast Skullcrack. What do you mean? Like, obviously I'm not gonna play into the Skullcrack that you are completely... And now I'm forcing my opponent to have exactly two, but you don't look. I don't even know. I don't even know what my opponent's doing. Anyway. So the reason why I don't just cast Destructusk is because like I think my opponent's holding up Skullcrack. So I'm not playing into the Skullcrack this turn. So I'm forcing my opponent to have exactly like Lightning Bolt or something like that. The only way that this doesn't work is if my opponent has exactly Smash to Smithereens, because they get to use their mana in an effective way, because they get to blow up my Dragon's Claw. So the only way that this is a bad play is against exactly Smash to Smithereens, and it feels like if my opponent had a Smash to Smithereens, they would have already used it, because this is kind of owning them. But yeah, like if my opponent's hand is like Forked Bolt and some nonsense, I basically just time walk them for free. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Get a little bit of salt for our troubles. We get a little bit of salt for our troubles. Love to see it. Love to see it. Well, at this point, I'm just cycling the wilt, I think. Well, my opponent doesn't want to play anymore. Anyway. Why don't you play the Throctus? Well, because this wins the game. Maybe that's why. Anyway, see you for the next round. Welcome to round number 4. 1 and 2 with the glorious Titan Tron. This is the first non-perfect hand that we're gonna ship back. Sounds pretty good. And I'm just kind of laughing at, you know, the fact that I just said that this hand's pretty good, but it's okay. I think I want to crack this. It's not great, but it could be worse. No, that's not true. It could not be worse. That was a terrible draw. But I guess it's fine. I don't like her spot. We an Archmage's Charm? Alright. Can we find the missing Tron piece here? It's not the missing Tron piece. Unlucky. So unlucky. What's the name of the podcast? Are you talking about the Titan Talk podcast, or are you talking about the other podcast? Because the other podcast does not have a name just yet. But the other podcast you can find. Let me find this for you real quick. Drowning the Lock. Sure. Boom. Yeah, but we still don't have a name, however. I was there brainstorming last night. You guys didn't like my ideas. They were bad. Fair enough. Well, this is what I got, opponent. Show me the mana leak. Alright, Ash, thank you. We have to jam there because my opponent gets to untap with Cryptic Mana after this, so like that was the chance that we had. Also, you have a second Ulamog. That's cool. But Ursa's mind is escaping us. We're not in good shape over here. Not in good shape. Snapcaster, Mana Leak. Yep. This is so good that my opponent's getting to get value from all of their situational, like, stupid Mana Leaks and stuff. But, like, there's nothing we can really do. Like, my opponent has 2 active Planeswalkers now, right? So... Ew. Creepy Tarbit? Maybe turn a couple of threats into Mace Mind Tomes. Very good versus control. You can spay wasted mana. I really don't think we need to spend any kind of brain power trying to fix the this matchup. I think it's just fine. Also, that may or may not have been an early an early concession. Anyway, whatever. We're moving on. I like Explore. Probably, but don't like Bond. There. Maybe all this dust. Yeah, all this dust, I guess, is shittier than Ugin. There we go. What is this mess? This is Titantron, Moose Man. This is Titantron. You may have seen Titantron in the 5-0 dump. You may or may not have seen Titantron in the 5-0 dump. Even though MTG Goldfish has tried really hard to hide the tech.
Flashback Lingering Souls.
Oh, and shut up, Seth. So if we go to Goldfish, and we look at the Modern League, say they're hiding it. They're hiding the tech. They're just labeling it Tron. But actually, when you click on it, you get to see the goods. You get to see the goods. Titantron, what a delight. Gonna Spiel being printed MH2. Are you worried about how Primetime decks will survive? I mean, Cavern of Souls is a card, right? So no. To answer your question, no, I'm not too worried, if I'm being honest. I am not too worried, if I'm being honest with you. Showed me drown in the lock, so there's an argument for... Yikes. That sucks. Tron would probably be a lot worse. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I could not care less about Tron being worse. I mean, it sucks to an extent for Amulet because Tron is a good matchup, so I guess that in a way it kind of sucks that Tron gets worse. We can kill that one with the Ballista Nemi or with the Cavern. So I guess they have to take Ballista here. Viklik is a great draw for them though. Viklik is super powerful here. Expedition map. Yeah, they do take the Ballista because they correctly figure out that it's gonna get him. I really want to find a green source here, oddly enough. Basic forest would be great. Just totally unlocks my hand. Let's take it easy. Probably gonna bounce to Vesuva. It bounce Sanctum. Sure. Doesn't really do anything. So that probably tells you that they have multiple cryptics and they were trying to hit land drops there. Jace. All right. So I'm probably cycling this turn, I guess. Really tanking about that card, that's funny. I guess I can just seal the scrying here, because now that this is resolved, I don't think my opponent is going to counter this. And if they do, like, that's fine. It's bad if they have exactly Spell Snare, but this means that I just don't have to crack this expedition map. But they know about the Veil, so... Got a nice little 2-for-1, got rid of the Force. Just here from the worst organization, boy was that rough, so glad to be back to comfort of modern and F-published communities. Well, welcome back, Court Bros. Were they doing like a Q&A for WotC? That seems rough. Today's announcement was something. This announcement was certainly something. Missing power plant here. This is super interesting. Gonna force the Cryptic out of their hand. Or like a Archmage's Charm, whatever that is. Because I don't want to play Karn when I am not gonna be able to crack the Sanctum. I don't think my opponent's gonna have ways to blow up my lands. But next turn what I can do is I can play Karn, crack Sanctum, and have Veil backup. And then I can go get the Mog, and then I can Mog them on the following turn. And I can make them Veil them all uncounterable too, which is nice. If this Dryad resolves. If they counter this Dryad, then fine, whatever. But I'm taking one of their good counter spells, because none of their bad counter spells does anything here. So like Man League doesn't do anything. Logic Knot doesn't do anything. Either Gust. Yeah, I'm probably sending that one to the bottom. But that would have countered my Veil, right? So basically I forced my opponent to use their answer to Veil of Summer there, which is nice. What's up, Arkin? They're just angry, people asking rightfully angry questions, and Blake basically saying we have no idea what we're going to do, but stay tuned. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with making an announcement like this. It's just like, if you don't have your shit together, like, how do you expect that to not backfire? Like, it's just gonna backfire. Like, there's just no way around it. It just has to backfire, I would even argue. Now, what do you expect people to do when you're making an announcement where you literally know nothing? I was not expecting that one. I was not expecting that one. Now we don't get to draw off the Veil, which sucks. It's not fair, they do know that the MPL is over. Yeah, but what does that even do, you know? So they're probably gonna have to bounce. This not only gets rid of the click, but it also gets rid of a way that they could get rid of my Ulamog, because they could have like -2 bounce their own click and then replay it on my draw step to get rid of the Mog. Now I can just play Cavern on Eldrazi and I can just resolve Ulamog, get rid of this guy and probably the White Source and move on from there. Kindly sorry for Blake, he literally had nothing he could say. I mean, but yeah, they just sent him on a rough spot. They just put him on a rough spot. But the MPL was dead on arrival anyway. I don't know of a single person that wasn't in the actual MPL that was excited about the MPL. It was just bad. It was just a very, very bad idea. Very, very poorly executed. Everything about it was a mess. It's 4 mana opponent. What you got? Discard 2 cards. I mean, if they have double discard 2, that's very good. Gross. Okay. Yeah, that's very good for them. It's very, very good for them. If they have a cryptic, that's gonna be rough. Or that. That's also very rough. Gross. Okay. Man, that Esper charm. Yikes. That was a really good Esper charm there. That was a very, very good Esper charm there. Jace plus Snapcaster is quite powerful here. That's probably what my opponent should do. Just use Jace to balance Snapcaster every single turn and they just get to... Yeah, that's not a good play. I guess they wanna end the game, maybe? It seems so much better for them to bounce their own Snapcaster and then Snapcaster go for the throat, get rid of the Dryad for good. Anyway, who am I to say? Okay, so they are minusing on their Snapcaster. Man, such a brutal Archmage's Charm. It wasn't Archmage Charm, it was Esper Charm. Maybe the random Twitch streamer, they got added for like no reason and went to no events. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just dead on arrival. Like, everything about the MPL was just so... Everything about the MPL just showed the, you know, like the... What's his name? Like, all of the investors and whatnot. And I would imagine them with, like, dollar signs in their eyes kind of thing. So every decision was just made with, you know, with somebody with dollar signs instead of eyes. Why are we still playing here? Let's just move on to the next game, shall we? See you there. Last round. Hell yeah. Playing against Lurrus. Natty Tron into Dryad plus other stuff. Whew. Bomet Courier. Alright. Oops. Well, I didn't want F6. I wanted to play Chromatic Star. It's probably just fine. Map for Forest. Powerful magic. Yeah, indeed. Damn it. guess I'm gonna play another tower. Please don't kill my Dryad so I can kill you when I am tapped. Please. Ah! Ah, 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 ah. No Lux. The reason for no blocks here, obviously, is that I don't want a lightning bolt to be able to kill my Dryad. Modern Podcast Life, or MPL for short. Sounds like a good name. Are we really just one land drop short of winning here? Damn it. I'm trying to think if there's any alternative, but I like the only Hydro PJ is thinking of the only line that I see here is for us to do this, kill one of the Goyfs, and then just hope that we draw something good. Radiant Fountain. So I'm. Oh no, I don't have a green source. Oh yikes. Whoops. Well, so we're gonna block the Goyf, and then we lose to like a bazillion things, but. Can we please run Ulamog? Please. Can we please run Ulamog? Pretty please. Tight line. Tight line. Wow. Jeez. We dead. We dead. Bog seems nice. Ghost Squad or not. Relic seems nice. Ugin seems nice. Thrug Daddy. All this Dust Arena is fine. This can go. Probably the Ulamog can go too. Even though it would have been great in that game. Kind of want to cut a land. Sure. Great hand, obviously. Perfect hand. $7 p.m. too late for a nap? I don't think there's such thing as too late for a nap. I'm obviously just trying to delay a little bit before I make a decision with my expedition map. Well, well, well. That sucks. It's quite the shitty draw. Oh, hello. Smaller Goyf. What's up, Donnie? Ready for some Tron? Do I think you could be a pro player? I don't see why not. Have as much of a chance of being a pro player as literally anybody else. Pog. Everyone always puts you down. This is why you're the best. That makes sense. Do I want to crack this? I kind of do. I guess I just have to, don't I? The Rock Daddy. The Throg Fodder. Oh man, they found the land for the Death Shadow. Such a luck sack. Chat, why are we not drawing as well as my opponent? I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I don't like this one bit. Are you playing, Donnie? Where are you playing? What I was talking to Evan the other day, and I was floating the idea of having a sort of pre-modern tournament happening, which I think could be quite cool. I guess I want to get a forest here, oddly enough. And then we pay 3 for scrying. And now we get Blast Zone. Commander's fun. It's okay. I don't like playing multiplayer Commander, but 1v1 Commander is cool. So what's my best draw here? All this dust, probably. All this dust is probably what's up. Unless that would grow the Goif, notably. Can't block the Shadow. I'm down to trading with the Goif though. Because if my opponent Lurrus is here, they can't get back the Goifo. Because Damping Sphere has text. Commander is great as long as you don't try to pretend it's a real format. Yep, it's a good way to see it. Definitely a good way to look at it. Whew! Whew! Gasolina! I guess I'm not serving this turn, I'm serving next turn? So now they get to replay the Goifo, which is rough, honestly. So large Goifo. Goifo of significant proportions. Bound it up, baby. Yikes. I can take Star, but then we can't get the Dryad. Do we want the redraw? Or do we want the Titan that we can't really cast? Because I think I want to use Vesuva to copy my Blast Zone. One, two for Chromatic Star, we don't have enough mana. I guess I'm just gonna get the Chromatic Star. Yeah, I think that redraw is better. And also what's kind of interesting here is that it depends on my attack, but I can uptick this Blast Zone up to 2. So that next turn I can blow up the Damping Sphere, and that opens up a lot more draws. We're gonna see how they attack. Because the problem with blocking the Shadow is that if, like, they just recast it, so... I think that we're just gonna take it here. Oh, that's a free block, so I'm just gonna block this. They do something like TBR, we blow up Blast Zone. If they don't do anything, we just chill. Slaughter games. That seems just like, just bad. Seems worse than the other options. Goif. Okay. So let's see what we draw. Prime time. Okay, so. 1, 2, 3. We're not gonna get to crack this, so I guess it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Crack this. Place star. Crack star for green. Karn. So I guess I could have actually cracked. No, I couldn't have cracked the Blast Zone because I needed a second green source. So yeah, there was no combination that I could have done that allowed me to do this. But now we can bog, exile their yard. We've used the Vesuva, so we can't use Radiant Fountain again. Yeah, bog plus Sanctum is what's up. We are dead to TBR, we are dead to Lightning Bolt. Dead to TBR, dead to Bolt. Dead to Assassin's Trophy. But if we get to untap though, I think our chances of winning are pretty high. Yeah. Sick. Awesome. That was a cool game actually. That was a fun game. Pretty interesting to navigate. Do we want to change anything? Not really. I don't think Damping Sphere makes me want to play Wilt. Also, did they know about the Karn Liberated off of a bubble? I think they did. That's why they packed it. Also, we can keep this one. We're gonna keep this one. Want to keep 7? So lucky. Imagine if they thought since my oldest dust, it grows their goif. Whew. Imagine not being a luck suck, am I right? Imagine not drawing the 1-off relic in the nick of time. I don't think I'm supposed to cycle, but I'm thinking about playing this out. I think I want to. Because I don't think I'm cracking this. And if we find Natty... Missing the tower. Just gotta wait a turn and we tighten them next turn. Doesn't grow the goif. So we want Majuki Bog and Blast Zone. They could theoretically get max size Goif in this matchup. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I think I actually did once in my life. I once in my life saw an 8-9 Goif. And it was... That's a pretty good draw. It was... It was when Bitter Blossom had just been unbanned. If I attack, that doesn't grow the Scourge, so I think we attack. We can get Radiant Fountain to make the Scourge a 5/5. And I think I get Valakut. Because I feel like if I draw a 7-drop, I'm just gonna win anyway, so. So we block here, we take... They kill the Throg Daddy, they trample for 2, that makes this a 7. So we just lose to TBR. Nothing we can do. Yeah, we just lose to TBR, there's nothing we can do. And not having attack wouldn't have changed that. So TBR just kills me. Of course they have it. Rough. Still, Titantron is legit. Titantron is legit. If you want a meme, you could be doing a lot worse than Titantron. Let me tell you. Could have gotten Vesuva to copy Fountain. That's just not how Vesuva works with Primeval Titan. So yeah, that wouldn't have been a good play. But yeah, so one thing that I was thinking is potentially playing only 3 of each. 3 of each Tron land. And just having more stuff. Just having more business. Because it happened multiple times, right? Like we had a bunch of mana and then we just like did not have anything to do with it, with all of it. So the thing about Tron is that it has like infinite mana and it has infinite things to do with that mana. So that is kind of what we're lacking. So Probably I don't want to cut on the Tron lands, but we could do stuff like, you know, cut one of the Valakuts, for example. We can use Valakut plus Vesua with Dryad. I'm just thinking, obviously I'm trying hard on working on what is in the end just a meme deck, right? But I think it's hilarious enough, and the laughs are worth it. So that's why I'm kind of like actually thinking about this and whatnot. Sub for the amulet content, stay for the Tron. Yeah, there's a perfect balance. You love to see it. But yeah, anyway, this card was actually a lot better than I expected. I'm not gonna be, if I'm being honest. Like I was expecting this to be just like meh, but it ended up being a lot better than I expected. The 3 life was relevant many times, and because we're kind of by design, our curve is all off because we have, you know, we have ETB tapped lands, we have like random 3-drops. Because of all of this nonsense, just Bound of Flourishing doesn't really bother you as much. So it's kind of funny how this actually works in a way. So yeah, fun stuff. This deck is hilarious. If people donate for me to play this, I think it's hilarious enough that it may be okay. Anyway, see you all on the next stream. That's going to be it for this one. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and leave me a comment down below if you enjoy the content. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.